free, and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline. Very,
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Taryn Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help you become the best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Starting off this morning, we're talking about learning things for the new week. Thought we'd keep it pretty straightforward this morning. We're just going to share an article that I really liked. And just kind of maybe engaging ourselves when we're thinking, have you wanted to learn anything new lately? I personally, there's a new software I've been trying to learn and watch a lot of tutorials and force myself to get in there and learn a few new things, trying to learn an instrument, usually trying to learn a lot of things about just the human body in general. Been experimenting with cold water therapy, doing saunas and stuff like that, and drinking, trying to get good salt in my body. So my point is, what is it that you are trying to learn? And then we're going to go over a few factors, what we can do for ourselves to help us learn, to make us more efficient learners. It seems as they talk about plasticity in the brain, and they talk about how it's actually harder to learn things as you get older. However, I've found that it's a little less for me about age versus our number one point for today. We're going to be talking about being more interested in what we are learning. Again, we should probably get this onto the board real quick. Being more interested in what we're learning. Being more interested. Being more interested. That is our word for the day, interested. Instagram, I don't know if you can kind of see us. Good morning over here on interested. Let's go ahead and get us back over here. So, being more interested, I have an article right here, but the first thing I wanted to read off of this article was screen share. Instagram, you can't see my screen all the way, so I'm going to go ahead and yell it out to you. When we are interested in what we are learning, we pay closer attention. We process the information more effectively. We employ more effective learning strategies, such as engaging in critical thinking, making connections between old and new knowledge, and attending to deep structure instead of surface features. I like that part at the end. I don't know if that rings true for you guys. I know it does for me. When you're trying to learn something and say you're not fully engaged in it, it's almost like we're skimming everything. I'm sure I'm being affected by how much when I'm looking through my phone, I'm looking through media, I'm looking through different pieces of content. I usually try to only focus on other people in my industry and my customer base on social media, just because too much outside of that gets me a little too flustered and has me on my phone too much. But it's still like very surface level, and I don't find that super interesting. Versus when I think about the times that I am very, very interested in something that I want to learn, I just naturally do it. So you're like, okay, that's great, Tanner. I got to be interested in it. And how do I even know if I'm interested in it? I think if it comes down to, if you have to ask yourself to do something, I would question how interested and how motivated you truly are to want to do this thing. I remember going to a seminar recently, and the person was just saying, if you have to find internal motivation in order to do this, to sell this particular product, you should probably be selling something else. And it kind of hit me a little hard, hit me pretty hard because I'm thinking, man, I feel like sometimes I'm forcing myself to do things. Where do I draw the line between this needs to, I truly believe this needs to get done for the business. This needs to get done for the business. And I don't really enjoy it that much versus only focusing on the things that I'm really interested in making them really good. Well, there's two ways to kind of combat this. We can have a little less judgment towards the things that we don't want to do and maybe just find more interesting. I know the greatest book of all time. Where's my copy? Oh man. Oh, there it is. Okay. The greatest book of all time, How to Win Friends and Influence People. One of the GOAT books ever. And they were talking about if you want to be more interesting, you have to be interested in other people. And maybe we just move that into the skills that we're trying to build. Maybe we're just figuring out a way to be more interested in the things that we know are going to get us closer to what we really want. So chances are we're not going to enjoy every single bit of the process. But if we look back at when we learned things in school, when we got engaged in certain sports, I have friends who know things about sports that are just insane. And they don't work in the industry. They have nothing to do with it. They can rattle off all these statistics. They know so much about strategy, about the health of the players. It's like, how can you know so much about sports? I think this is more of a guy thing. But the point is, like, they're just interested in it. So their ability to, as you see in this article that we're talking about, just employing more effective learning, just engaging in more critical thinking. So before you learn something, maybe that's our challenge for today, is before we learn something new, I would ask, are you really interested in this? Why do you want to learn this? Maybe understanding the why behind the learning can help engage like the level of interest that's already in it. Or maybe you're just being a little not as hard on ourselves as we're just trying new things. So one of the I used to read books from the beginning to the end because I felt bad that I didn't finish them. But there are certain points in certain books and certain topics, I just stopped finishing them because I wasn't as interested. And this really, for learning a very special way to acquire new knowledge, I think you have to be really focused and you have to be very alert in order for reading to do what it really should be doing for you. And so that's why I quit. Sometimes I don't finish books all the way. I've been asked that before. Do you finish books from beginning to end every single time? And the answer is definitely no. I would be lying to say every book I touch, I absolutely finish. That's not true. And I don't feel bad about it. Because again, books are just meant to help us grab something and be able to apply it and help others with it. That's my goal for books, is to make my mind sharper and to help other people. So if I'm already doing that, I'm not worried about if it's cover to cover per se. So maybe we don't beat ourselves up if we go and try a few new things this week. What could you try this week that would be really helpful? Could you try a new software for your business? Could you try a new workout to get yourself in shape, to get more positive energy, stronger mind, stronger body? Could you try maybe something fun on the side? Maybe we need a hobby or something on the side that doesn't have to be so serious and about business. Maybe that would be good for us. So what can we do to try? What can we do to associate ourselves to be more interested in something? This could be anything from just joining a group. I know I didn't really get interested in real estate at all until I started working with and hanging out with people who were in it. So maybe you need to just join a book club. Maybe you need to join some type of organization. Maybe you need to get a life coach and work with them one-on-one to hold you accountable to try a few more things out. Who knows? It's up to us. And maybe, we can find so many there's just so many different things to try. It almost seems wrong to pick one thing and not do the others, but it'd be counterintuitive. It'd be backwards, actually. You'd be doing yourself a huge disservice to not pick anything to learn. So we're focused on trying to get in really, really good physical shape, really pushing the workouts. And we're trying to learn a lot about that. I've been really interested in that and trying to learn more business systems and software for the company to help scale the company. Those are my two focus for the weeks. Those are things I'm really interested in right now, and it's really helped my personal learning. So ask yourself, what can you be more interested in to help you learn with that next step? What is it that you want to learn? And jot it down, write it down on your phone, text it to yourself, write it in a notebook, give it a try. Maybe a few 20-minute sessions to start this week would be a good start. What would be a win for the week with your new skill? What would be a win? What would that look like? Would it be doing it before bed instead of watching TV? Would it be maybe getting up 30 minutes earlier and doing it for 30 minutes before you start your day? Maybe it's something that you do on your break when you're already at work, or maybe it's something that you change up as an entrepreneur that you're already applying in your work day to day. Continue to learn, continue to grow, making ourselves more productive and happier. That's all I have for today, guys. I just wanted to come on here and then just show like we need to have more knowledge, emotion. We need to be able to be interested in what we are learning in order to make ourselves more effective learners so we can really enjoy more of what life has to offer, get better, give more value to the marketplace, and be able to have the resources to provide for our friends and family, the ones we care about most. That's all I had today. You guys have an amazing, wonderful President's Day. Go America. I'm pretty sure it's George Washington's birthday. I can't remember the days on the birthdays when those lands of the top G's of America. But I hope you all have an amazing holiday, having a great Monday. Let's go out there and learn something new. And I'll see you guys all live again Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. live with another episode of the Talk to Tara Morning Show. Cheers, friends. I'm out of here. Until next time, have a good one. Have a good day.